Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, everybody. How you all doing today out there in the world? McKnight, yes, it is. It is out. We're going to go check it out right now. On the ground here at Orlando International. Going to make our way southbound and head over to newly released Miami KMIA from Latin VFR. Pretty much their ported technology or airport over from prepared 3D version 4 and version 5, but obviously a lot better. They have a little bit more opportunities to take advantages of PBR and a whole host of other things that the MFS platform gives developers. They are cranking them out really quickly these days, so we're excited about that. Again, quick 40-minute trip from Central Florida down to Southern Florida. We're in the Airbus A320 Neo, the modded or somewhat modded Airbus A320 Neo from the flight sim community. Didn't want to go too far north to make our way down. The primary purpose of this video or this stream obviously is to show Miami, so this was the quickest trip that I can think about in this aircraft that we wanted to fly. Let's go ahead and get some power to the aircraft, then we'll call up our good friends over at ATC to get the jetway connected. There we go. I can get the ADIRSs set up. And we can get nav 3 on. That's the master caution, just letting us know the jetway is being connected. All right. What else do we want? Let's get baggage services. You can get catering as well. Pretty short flight, but why not? That's it for now. Got the services started. Looking good. Back into the cockpit here. That's set, that's set. Pretty warm down here in Orlando today, so we'll get that on. Auto on the strobe. Nav lights coming on. No smoking. Needs to be on auto. Emergency exit lights armed. Altimeter 299 or 6. Let me cross check that. Again, this sim is having a heck of a time keeping real world weather or live weather, so let me just double check. What do we got? 29906 says my little chart here, or METAR at Orlando, so that's accurate for once, so we can leave that. Our overhead is where we want it to be. We'll squawk 2200. That looks good. That's good for now. We'll jump down now to the McDo. If we can get some fuel on board first, though. I'm going to take about 12,000 pounds of fuel. We'll go 14. That's safe. 124. That looks fine. We'll go with that. We are heading over Orlando to Miami. Our alternate today will be Tampa, so interestingly enough we will fly south. For whatever reason we can't land at Miami, we'll come back north, but to the west side of the state this time, and land at Tampa. That's that. We're only going up to 230 today. Yeah, when does it matter? We have 56 25.5 till 25.0. Lock fuel 6.4. The rest of this stuff is not accounted for, so we're not worrying about it. Out of Orlando, we're not on a SID today. We'll go out of 1-8 left. No SID. It'll be vectors to our first waypoint, which is Melbourne. Second here, let me check my charts. Yes, it is. So, Mike Lima Bravo. All right. You. Mike Lima Bravo. That's right here. We'll take that one. Not where I wanted it. Go here. Mike Lima Bravo. Insert. After Mike Lima Bravo, we're picking up the Highly 7. It'll be ILS 08 right. Cannot wait till we have a proper working McDo. Yes, Copra is fine. Transition. Jore. This Jore makes sense. Okay, let's take a look at our charts really quick. This is the Highly 7. Gonna head south. Now Jore is way out there, so that can't be the transition. If we got something better. Orman. Orman Beach, that's south of us, so we don't need that. You know what, we're just gonna go with Orman. We'll go with the Orman Beach VOR. Get that in there. Doesn't like it though. It's forcing you to use. Okay, there we go. Insert. Orman is a transition. I think that's in. Scroll through really quick. I think that looks good. Let's hop up here. Johnny, what's up, man? Hop up here to the CDU. I've got live weather, man. It's strange. The altimeter is bang on. Again, the sim for some reason doesn't like when you set the live weather before your flight. You set it after you get to your airport or spawn into your airport for it to work a little bit better. So we'll depart south on the Orman VOR. I apologize. I still have you guys on my other screen there. We'll depart south on the runway heading. We've got Melbourne in there, so we'll probably go direct to Melbourne, even though it's a little behind us. Worst case, we'll go direct Travis. We'll continue southbound, picking up the rest of the Highly 7. South. Jess, Oprah, Lawn, and that's the initial approach fix into Miami. You haven't had an issue so far, like ever since you started MFS, or you mean an issue today? Because I haven't had an accurate weather for quite a while until I figured out that little workaround. Alright, what's going on out here? Alright, jetway disconnected, doors are closed, catering is done, baggage services are done. Our flight plan is in. Let's get the seatbelt signs on. No smoking is ready. Auto. Probe window heat. We'll start the APU. Call for clearance just because we want to be able to use the pushback services. Yep, the services work. I think you just missed it, Johnny, but yeah, the jetway's connected. We had catering truck. Oh yeah, that's Orlando. I'm doing Orlando to Miami and possibly the return. I don't know yet. Depends on how I feel when we land. And get the APU started. And pushback is available now. Good, that's what we wanted. So we'll hold off for a second. We're not quite ready yet. Hop outside. Should hear the APU spooling up. Depends on how much it depends on how much it stresses me out. That's right, man. Especially these little quick flights. This damn plane. I don't know. I'm trying to get used to it. I guess that's why I keep punishing myself with it. Alright, that's spooling up out there. We'll wait for that to say available. Then we'll get the bleed air on. They have reworked the APU logic in this aircraft, the community that is, so it takes a little while for the APU to get started up, which is a lot more accurate than it was straight out default. Alright, it's available now. Bleed on. Fuel pumps can come on. Get transponder set to on. Again, we're not on VATSIM. Hopefully the patch comes out at some point this week. Part of the patch includes a fix to SIM Connect, which will allow vPilot to work much better. Do miss flying on VATSIM, so hopefully by next weekend that's good to go. Alright, request pushback. Tug is being connected. Kinda gotta finesse the pushback here until we get a GSX type of service. It's not even connecting properly. Alright, it's pushing us back. We can get engine number 1 fired up. We'll release the parking brake to help this guy out here. What you want to do is kind of finesse the pushback a bit here. You want to, especially with this little pond behind us, got to relay your instructions a bit early, because a lot of it, the request for some reason to the ground crew is a bit delayed. So far so good. Alright, we can stop here, that's fine. Good afternoon, friends. Those of you just tuning in, welcome here to another stream. We are going to check out Latin VFR Miami International. Just released, literally, I think within the hour or about 2 hours ago. We've been waiting for that one for a little while here. We knew it was coming. Surprised it's out this fast. We're going to take a quick trip from Orlando, head south, and check it out. Alright, engine 1 is fired up. Number 2 coming alive. Alright, while that gets going, a real quick look at our charts. We are parked at airside 3 currently. What we'll do, we'll come out here, pick up Charlie, and taxi north. We'll take Bravo 1 intersection for 18 left. Plenty of runway for us. And then it's a south departure runway heading and vectors to our initial fix. Pretty straightforward. No SID on this arrival out of Orlando today. That's 1 and 2. Ignition mode selector. E. Not crank. Normal. APU bleed. Master off. Spoilers armed. Flaps 1. Performance. It'll be flaps 1 departure today. We'll flex to 55. Why not? Auto brake max. Terrain on ND. Weather radar on. Flight controls somewhat works. They've modeled that page. They being the folks that are heavily working on this aircraft. But you've got your elevators, you got your ailerons, I should say. Rudder though, it's not indicated here, so, but we're good to go. I want to get this on the door page. All doors are set and armed, closed and armed. That looks good. Taxi light coming on. My friends, we are ready to rock and roll here. Clear to our left and right sides. Released a parking brake. We are at Orlando, one of the handcrafted airports from MFS. I think one of the better handcrafted ones. It's really nice. Kennedy is pretty nice as well. Alright, we'll make a right turn here. A lot of thrust to keep its momentum here. I know, Danya, the airport looks crazy real. This is a handcrafted one. This is not even one done by one of the developers or anything like that. This is straight from Asobo and Microsoft. How you doing this afternoon? Thanks for tuning in, man. Are the flight dynamics different from Prepared 3D? You notice any differences in realism in flight dynamics? A little bit, yes. But it's hard for me to actually say that it's better or worse because these are really default aircraft, so I think I will revisit that question once we get a truly modeled add-on from PMDG or one of those folks. But it's hard to say if the flight dynamics feel different or weird because it's a default aircraft, or the flight dynamics is just different in the sim altogether. Yeah, man, NG3 supposedly entering beta late this year, and we should have a release early Q1 next year, so we'll see. It'll be here before you know it. Welcome those of you just tuning in. We are here at Orlando International. We're gonna make our way southbound to Miami International. Newly released Miami, just released from Latin VFR, I think literally about an hour or two ago. We're gonna check it out. I have the product in prepared version 5. Not really fair to compare it, obviously, but we do want to see what the differences are and stuff like that. Or which model? Which model for what, Danya? Alright, we're approaching the threshold here, coming up. 18 left. PMDG, oh, it's going to be the NG3, which I think essentially is 737-8. No, not later this year. It's going to be in beta later this year for their beta folks. But it's not going to be released, I think, until 2021. Although I did see an article about a 737-400 that surfaced out of nowhere. No one knows who's developing it, what the timelines are. There were just a bunch of screenshots out there from someone that posted it. FS Elite, I think, did a quick article on it, but they haven't been able to find who the developer is, so someone kind of just leaked it. Danya, I appreciate the subscribe, man. Alright, threshold, let's get the strobes on, runway turnoffs on, landing lights on. If we were in a truly modeled A320, we would turn the packs off as well for performance purposes on our climb, but it's not modeled here, so no worries. We're clear on the left. Looks like we're clear on final as well. I'm going to line up. Unfortunately, not online today, friends. VATSIM is still working with Zibo to troubleshoot the V-pilot issues. So that should be coming in, the patch coming out hopefully this week, and then hopefully by next weekend we can finally enjoy VATSIM with this sim. Again, double checking final, we're good. Oh my gosh. Noob move there. I didn't turn on the beacon lights. Look at that. Clear left. Alright, let me line up here, just double check everything. TARA is set. When weather radar is set, spoilers are armed, flaps 1, config 1 plus F. Performance is really modeled properly, so I won't pay that any mind. We're going to be on runway heading on this departure, so we'll go into nav mode. 5,000 on the initial climb, managed. Lights is required. Flip that to takeoff. The chronos aren't modeled here, so we'll forget about that. Parking brakes release and let's get out of here. Stable. Thrust set, man. Flex 55 SRS runway. Auto thrust is blue. Forward nose pressure till we get to about 90 knots and we'll slowly start to release. There we go. That's our V1. Back on the center line, then we'll rotate. Let's keep going, let's keep going, let's keep going. We're up. That's positive rate gears coming up. Alright. Currently in a 13-hour flight. We're here to Dubai while watching this. Appreciate you tuning in while you're doing your long flight, man. How is that flight going? Let's climb thrust. That alarm you hear there is just the aircraft picking up the VOR signal. I like that 787. Got to do some more flights in it. We'll continue runway heading just a little bit longer. This keeps yelling at me to go climb thrust, but I thought we were. There we are. Let's clean up here. Spoilers disarmed. Get the runway turnoffs off. Those lights can go. We can find a click spot. Come on. There we go. Alright, we'll start that left-hand turn. I don't know why my throttles keep snapping out of climb mode. Done flights between Dubai and O'Hare 100+ times. Wow. Yeah, I love to long haul too. Not that much, but every once in a while. I haven't done a long haul in this sim yet. Guys, I don't know why the throttle keeps moving. It's got a mind of its own down there. Continue that left-hand turn. Gorgeous day in Central Florida. Appreciate you tuning in down here. Appreciate the subscribe as well, man. Have a good evening. Yeah, ZK17 all the time, man. If I do a long haul that long, it's usually during the nighttime. This aircraft is not liking the throttles right now. Continuing left turn. Let's continue that left turn. Cruising altitude, I think is 230. Very short flight today down to Miami. Give it to the autopilot. Look at that pitch. It's a default aircraft for you guys. Default aircraft. Come on. DK17, appreciate it, man. I just wish the aircraft would cooperate. I flew it last night, fine. We had a good flight from Burbank to Vegas and back. Today it's really being a pain. Alright, let's go direct Mallet. We're through 10,000, landing lights off. Let's continue that turn, continue that turn. What do you guys think of MFS 2020 right now, man? Overall, I'm enjoying it. Lots of bugs for sure, but I think it'll get there. It'll get there. Stalker Part 1, I've noticed it tries to enforce below 220 knots, below 10K, but not always. Yeah, for sure, and I get that. And then once you pass 10K, it like shoots up, but shouldn't continue to move the throttles like that. Keep snapping out of climb. Look at it. Watch, I'll put it in climb. Now it's gonna make a liar out of me. Alright, looks good now. We're still hand flying it. Great, but very buggy. Yeah, man. If I get frustrated with the jets, I usually just hop over to a GA aircraft. In fact, before this stream, we were flying on the wrong damn direction. Before this stream, we were flying the CJ4. That was pretty fun. 787 auto throttle just flat out. Descent works sometimes. Yeah, I've had better luck with this 320. Like I said, up until yesterday it flew fine, but it's not liking the throttles today for some reason. You guys, I mean, you guys hear that, right? It's literally snapping in and out of the climb detent. Alright, let's start climbing again. Those massive oscillations with the throttles where, yeah, like I said, man, it's, I haven't had those issues before, so I don't know what's up with that. Get back on course now. We're gonna level it out, throw the autopilot on, and see if it behaves. I want to pop outside and look outside and get some views, but constantly having to babysit this aircraft. By the time I get the autopilot on, we'll be descending into Miami. That's 18,000 feet. We'll get barometric pressure rather, set to standard. Terrain on ND can come off. What's you guys' favorite jet in Flight Sim 2020 right now? I think I've got to say mine is definitely the CJ4 for now. Johnny actually put me onto that Stalker. Yeah, I know the default aircrafts are frustrating LOL with third parties coming out. I know, Johnny. Stalker Actual Gaming in the chat. You guys feel free to be sure actually to check out his channel. Great content there as well. Johnny, the question is when though, man. We can only fly these things but for so long. Alright, let's try the autopilot again. There we go. Alright, we are just south of the Melbourne VOR. Our initial approach fix is going to be Batoga. We're landing east, so we're going to cross Batoga at 280 knots, 13,000 feet. So again, real quick flight. Not much weather down at Miami. I think it's actually a little bit clearer than it was here in Orlando, so should be good to go there. Gonna be a while. It will, man. Sure will. Let's see what else we've got. ORBX has come out with a few airports already. I think Leeds, Radford is out through Gaia simulations via ORBX. I don't fly in Europe too much, so I wouldn't pick that up. But definitely the major airports. Heathrow's already modeled in the premium deluxe version, which is what we have here. Lowy, I think, is modeled as well. I've got to check it out. ORBX also has a version for it. Don't think I'll buy it again. I really fly in Europe. I definitely have to do a flight. Gibraltar is modeled really well from what I saw. ORBX Santa Barbara is nice. Burbank is nice as well. We did that flight yesterday. Check out that stream as well. We definitely need a Vegas. The Vegas city and downtown area is really nice, obviously, through the Bing Maps technology, but we definitely need a Fly Tampa to get their airport ported over there. Boston, we need a Boston as well from Fly Tampa. I went there. Default is really a lot to be desired. Fort Worth, I know Johnny, you were disappointed in Fort Worth. I think the bridges aren't even modeled there, unfortunately. So hopefully we get a Fort Worth out soon. Alright, we're going to begin an initial slow descent here momentarily. Hop in the cockpit here. If I can find the... There we go. Yeah, but I have a 320 model, just can't bring myself to step in it. For the 320 Neo mod, how do you install liveries for it? Do you just put the liveries in the community folder? Yeah, essentially, man. So let me bring up my other monitor here. See if we can do it really quick. We've got to start descending shortly. So you go to your Microsoft Flight Sim folder, the community folder from the packages, local packages, and literally just throw the liveries in there. I've got the 32NX A320 Community Neo mod there as well, so that goes in the same folder, but you just throw them in there and you're good to go. Alright, down at Miami we've got, see if I can get an updated weather update here. We've got 170 at 6, so we're still good to land east. Transition altitude will be 18,000 feet. Uh, 29 degrees Celsius. 2909 or 8. And 200 feet. The decision height. We'll be landing flaps full. That's good to go there. Does the livery pack from Clink 123 work on the 320 Neo mod? I'm not sure. Nope, I'm trying to think. The livery mod that I have, I don't think it's through them. Alright, Batoga's in about 70 miles. The livery mod that I'm using is from the FS 2020 forums, I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it does work with the 320 Neo mod. Apologies. I completely misread what you wrote. Thanks, Johnny. Yeah, it does. It's the same, same stuff. Alright, so no true VNAV profile with this aircraft yet. The Neo mod, obviously, they're continuing to work on that, so I'm sure we'll get something here shortly. So we've got to monitor how far out we are, kind of understand our speed, our altitude, and do some back of the napkin math here to determine our top of descent. Also eyeball it as well. Again, we want to be 13,000 at Batoga, so probably a good idea to start down now slowly. DK-17, no problem, man. Johnny, that CJ4 is fire, man. Thanks for putting me onto that. I really like it. It was a good flight. For some reason, it wasn't following the the nav profile though, so I gotta figure that out for next time. But overall, the aircraft was fun, pretty fun to fly into Atlanta earlier. It's completely ignoring the vertical speed mode. And at Batoga, we want to be at 280 knots, which we're roughly at now, so we're fine. Alright, approaching transition, 18,000 feet. Real nice clear day up here. Alright, this transition. .3003 set for now. We also want to come down here and arm glide slope switches here. Got a pretty long runway at Miami, so we're not in a hurry to vacate. We'll go auto brake low and we can get the terrain on ND on. We're looking good on our descents. We'll definitely hit 13,000 by Batoga. Speed's looking good as well. Every time you land this aircraft, it's a new adventure. You never know what you're gonna get. So, we'll see today on this leg. Some turbulence there. Seatbelt signs are still on. We never turned it off. Pretty short flight down here, so that looks good. Just to show you guys where we're tracking right now. We're just north of Batoga. Again, we're landing east, so we want to cross that at 280, 13,000 feet. We'll continue southbound, join the downwind leg. Left traffic for 8 right. Pretty straightforward arrival. Miami, where we're parking, so we'll just vacate here, park at the Delta gates. We'll pick a gate. Not too worried about where we come in. That's about it. So far, so good. Slow that rate of descent a little bit. We're leveling off now at 13,000. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I forgot to tell you, normally load the flight plan via the sim. No worries, bud. The other aircrafts fly pretty fine when you load it via the FMC, but yeah, next time we fly it, we'll do it via the sim and see if there's a difference. But yeah, I did not want to follow that flight plan at all down to Atlanta for some reason. I saw a what's his name again, V1 pilot, is that his name? He was doing a bunch of the 320 comparison videos. He did an auto land in this thing. So apparently it can actually auto land. Brought him right down to the runway, flared and everything. So that's interesting. We're flying over the top of Palm Beach Airport now. Here it is below. A little bit turbulent up here, not too bad, but we're definitely getting rocked around a bit. Our next restriction, per the charts, we don't have one. So generally after Batoga, ATC would give you the rest of your arrival instructions into Miami here. Clear day like today, definitely would probably shoot the visual. But we'll play it by ear and see what happens. Again, folks, really appreciate you all tuning in. We're taking a first look at Miami International by Latin VFR. I think literally released, what, about 2 hours ago, Johnny? I've got the airport for prepared 3D version 5. It is almost unflyable because it utilizes so much VRAM. All of the Latin VFR airports in prepared V5 does, actually. So we're going to test it out here in MFS 2020 and see what it's like on the performance. So far so good. We can head down to about 8,000 now. Everything is loaded into the plane. If you do it through the sim, may not be realistic, but saves a lot of time. Yeah, you're right. You are correct. I was doing it initially when the sim first launched, but I realized that for some reason the waypoints really didn't line up with what SimBrief was giving me. So I stopped doing it that way. And even when you do import it via SimBrief, so SimBrief has the functionality now where you can import it directly into the sim, the waypoints are still a bit off. So it's as if the sim is using a different set of charts or ear arc cycle for some reason. But yeah, with those GA aircrafts, it's definitely probably better to just load it in via the flight planning menu. 12.6 for 8,000 now. 8,000 blue indicated nav. Take a look here outside. Looking good down there in Miami. The other thing is, I realized last night when we did that Burbank to Vegas flight, the McDo does not clear. So you literally have to come out of the session and kind of restart, which is unfortunate. But if we're going to do the turn back to Orlando, that's what we'll have to do. Really slow descent now into Miami again. You can really get quickly behind this default aircraft, so I tend to do things a bit early as long as we're abiding by the speed and altitude restrictions. But I love to start a bit early because this aircraft sometimes is a bit unpredictable. if I did it manually, I would probably have to enter at least 100 waypoints for this flight, according to Online Flight Planner. Yeah, that's also true. My friends, I appreciate you all tuning in today. If you are a member and a subscriber, appreciate you. Those that are new, definitely hit that subscribe button. We don't stream often. We're trying to get back into it, especially on the weekends, so we're looking for more content and whatnot. We'll definitely do that. Some group flight coming up as well with John and Johnny. We've been having a blast with these group flights lately, especially in this sim. So definitely tune in. If you want to fly with us as well, drop your Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 gamer tag, or your Xbox gamer tag would be the same, I guess. In the chat, we'll definitely add you to our group, and we'll do some group GA flights. That's 10,000 feet. Landing lights coming on. Chime the cabin. Those will soon be, we'll soon have some chimes in there. Looking forward to that. We definitely hit that 250 speed restriction below 10,000, so that's good that the aircraft abided by that. We're looking good on our VNAV. Ian, definitely, man. All of you, definitely. Drop your gamer tag in there, and we'll add you. Mine is essentially my channel name, Mixed Salmon, MICSLMN. That's where you'll find me. Johnny, I forgot what your tag is. Mine's Little Johnny 184. Cool. Have you found any map applications to use with the sim? Ian, we'll definitely add you. ZK17, besides Navigraph, no. So this is what we're showing you here on our other monitor. Well, Navigraph does it for me anyway, really. The other thing that I use is a Aerosoft EFB. I love that because it even shows you your gates and whatnot on the ground, depending on the airport you're at, but that's not compatible yet, so we'll have to stick with Navigraph alone for now. Zeker173, okay, we'll get you added as well, man. Get down to 5,000 feet. Yeah, we're a bit early, but rather be early than late, for sure. That's Fort Lauderdale down there to our right wing. I don't know if you guys can make that out. I'm sure we'll see that one from Latin VFR soon as well. Aircraft is maintaining the VNAV, looking good. There's Miami coming into view, looking good over there. Already at flaps 1 speed. I don't want to be this slow already, so let's keep that speed 210. ATC generally gives you about 210 on the speed right about here. I definitely don't want to die for 5,000 that aggressively. I'm telling you, man, it's pure babysitting, this aircraft. Pure babysitting. I love the Airbus though, man, so I kind of fight through it. It's frustrating sometimes. I'm sure it'll get better, especially as the community continues to mod it, but it sure is frustrating sometimes. And I feel bad for the folks that are just, you know, getting into flight simming and want to try out the Airbus. This is not a true depiction of the Airbus at all. They're gonna kill themselves in this thing, as if the Airbus wasn't hard enough to fly. Does not always do what you want it to do. We'll dial 3000 in. We're going to continue here over Jess. We're going to join Copra. Technically we can go visual approach from here and hand fly it, but I just want to continue to see what the aircraft's going to do. There's Miami off to our, what is that, 10 o'clock? Just posted LOL. Just posted what, Johnny? Sim Toolkit Pro. Okay, so Sim Toolkit works with MFS right now as well. But doesn't it use Sim Connect? And I think we're still having Sim Connect issues, no? Look at that. Gorgeous. Is Miami there off our left wing? All right, you guys feeling brave today? Just feeling lucky. Let's hand fly the rest of this thing. Say we're clear the visual. My aircraft. That left-hand turn. Long. At long, we want to be at 1500. All our aircraft now. Miami clear as day in sight. I still can't get over how fascinating the terrain is visually in this sim. It's extraordinary. Go flaps 1. We are visual with the runway. Continue that descent now. At 190 on the speed. Let's see, I've got 28 FPS in the cockpit. I am running a 4K monitor, so that definitely takes a hit. And we're on primarily ultra settings, so that's not bad at all, to be honest. Literally in version 5 with Latin VFR, by the time you got around this area, just turning final, you started to see your VRAM spike. It was literally unflyable. Flaps 2 now. All visual, all visual. Let's get that spoiler armed. Flaps 3, gear down. Runway turnoffs on. Lights on. And managed on the speed. Continue that left-hand turn. Alright, FPS starting to drop a bit here. Down to 22. Back up to 25. Alright, that's a little expected. Alright, lining up. 8 right. 8 right confirmed. This aircraft loves to balloon on final. We'll hold flaps full for a little bit here. We'll hold off on flaps full, I should say, rather. It loves to get really low and slow on you, so... And by the time you recover, it is a bit too late. Alright, that looks good. Flaps full now. Landing checklist, gear is down 3 greens, flaps full, auto thrust speed, auto brake low, spoilers are on, lights as required, cabin crew advised, we're clear to land, 08 right. Got 50 FPS in cruise, airport 10 to 15, yeesh, at Miami? What are you flying, Johnny? Don't tell me when I land I'm going to get 10 FPS at this thing. 2 whites, 2 reds. I feel a bit high, but I think we're okay.
500.
500 checked. This airport looks really good.
400.
Maintaining that pitch. Small corrections now.
200. 100. 60. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
Alright, we're down. Let's get back on that center line. Spoilers, reverse green. Decel. Rollout enunciated. That's below 70 knots, out of reverse. Excellent. Alright, we're on the ground, 24 FPS, not terrible. Like I said, the P3D version 5 version of this airport was a lot rougher on frames. But let's see, let's get over to the terminal and see what that looks like. Clear left, clear to our right. Get the APU on, strobes coming off, turn offs off. Put that back to taxi. Let's clean up the aircraft. Pick this gate right here, why not? Delta 38, man, it looks so good, guys. I did a heck of a job. The FPS are not too bad. 25 right now. Now, when it gets rainy and overcast like Miami often is, that'll be a different story. But right now, it's not bad at all. Just cleaning up the aircraft here. This aircraft really should not need that much thrust to keep going here. Alright, APU, we're waiting on that. Once we get that avail light, we'll be good to go. External power is already there, but technically in real life you wouldn't be able to turn that on until your engines are off and the ground crew is able to connect the external power, so we'll ignore that for now. There we are, avail. APU bleed can come on. Pretty hot at Miami, so let's get some air in the back. Engine 1 and engine 2 coming off. Beacon can come off. Seatbelt signs coming off. And fuel pumps coming off. See if we can get the jetways working. Request jetway connection. Let's see, ORBX Burbank, the ground crew wasn't working at all. So, oh, there we go. It works. Pop outside. Let's take a look at the airport, shall we? That's what we came here for. So the PBR on the buildings, or the terminals I should say, look really good. Take a look at the tower. You've got the air train, I guess. But I don't see it moving around. I don't know if... oh, there it is back there. Yep. Over there in the corner. It'll come around soon. Here's the tower. I like it, guys. I think it looks good. What do you guys think? There's downtown, but obviously that's not a part of the scenery. That comes with the sim itself, which is like great, I think. Performance is well within reason here. Again, I'm on a 4K monitor, ultra settings. We all know the A320 isn't optimized quite well yet, and I'm averaging between 25 and 30 frames per second, so I'll take it. Alright, should we go back to Orlando? What do you guys think? Looks great. The jetway unfortunately didn't connect all the way though for some reason, so that's probably my fault. I parked like an idiot. I'm crooked here on this line. I probably could have moved up a bit more, but that's fine. Glad it works. I think it's a really good airport. I like it. I like it a lot. Alright, master caution. Yes, we know the door's open. I think we're going to head back up to Orlando. So what I will do here is... oof, the jetway. Yeah, I know, man. It sucks. Again, I think that was partly because of my parking job, but it'll get straightened out, I'm sure. Let's go back up to Orlando. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and add some of you guys that threw your gamer tag there in the chat. We'll definitely probably, you know, tomorrow or next weekend do some group flights, get you guys added. Unfortunately, you can't turn around in this aircraft, so we've got to back out of the sim altogether and then come back in. So give me a few minutes here, guys. We'll get it all situated for our turn back to Orlando.
people feeling like the light has just come. We must never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name. Grass is green and so alive. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a strive. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah. Just begun, yeah, yeah. We will always take a stand for the people, for the land. Let's go back to when we were young. For the animals we stand. Let's go back to when trees were swung. Kids across the land. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah, coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a walk. Savannah.
Alright, my friends, we are back. Sorry about the short delay there. We had to get some stuff situated with the sim. So we're back in the A320. We kind of just rebooted everything. Let's see if the jetway will connect properly this time, shall we? Some power to the aircraft first. And I'll wait till we get some sounds in this aircraft as well. I'm starting to forget what it sounds like when you get the battery power and stuff going in an A320. It's becoming so foreign. Alright, ATC, platoon ground. Those of you that put your gamer tag in the chat, I did add you guys. So if once you're back online there, take a look, make sure it went through. What are we looking for? No, I don't want departure, ground services, jetway connection. Exit that. 3003 is the altimeter. There's the jetway connecting. Let me take a look here to make sure that's actual live weather. .3003, close enough. So I was doing the flight plan as well for our return leg back up to Orlando, and take a look. So if real world weather is actually working in this sim, we've got some pretty nasty weather on our way back northbound into Orlando, so we'll keep an eye on that. Take a look here. But yeah, should make for an interesting return leg back home. Alright, let's get the flight plan in and some fuel on board and all that good stuff. Probe window heat can come on. I was wondering why I couldn't hear anything. Let me turn the sim sounds back up. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. That's on, that's on. Let's go to fuel. What do we want for a return leg? 13.5. We'll go with 15. I think this aircraft still burns far too much fuel. Payload 126, that's good for us. We'll jump down to the McDo. Go to init. We are going from Miami back up to Orlando. Johnny, how's the did you get to Miami yet? AMCO. Wonder why your FPS was so low over there. What's our alternate? Oh, Miami. So if the weather is that bad at Orlando, looks like we're gonna return right back here. American 1194. .35 on the cost index. Really low cruising altitude today, guys, partially because of distance as well as the weather that we just talked about. So we're only go up to 19,000 today. We've got 57.4. I use the same CG. There's no way to tell what the CG is. I think 5.7 on the block fuel. Looks good. Out of Miami, it'll be 8 right on the Headley 2 departure. Alright. Doesn't want to take the Headley. Why not? There we go. That was weird. Headley 2, insert. We'll put in our arrival as well. 18 right via the Baron 4. Papa Hotel Kilo. Is Hollip Arvia? Let me take a look at Navigraph here. Give me a second. Take a look at the Baron 4. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, 18 right. Get the ILS up. Hollip might be our initial approach fix. Yes, that's what I figured. Okay, so that looks good on the Baron 4. That looks good as well on the Headley 2. Essentially what we'll do here out of 8 right, 092 in a heading, which is runway heading here at Miami at 8 right. 5,000 feet's our top altitude. Left hand turn Sonoy, Kimba, Fork, so on and so forth. Can't connect to Navigraph for some reason. What the heck is going on? Cannot find your simulator. Why not? Let's restart Simlink. Meantime, let's continue. Baron 4, Hollip. We'll insert that. PHK transition. We've got to do this like 3 times, guys. I don't know. This aircraft is so temperamental. Alright, I think that's good now. Bro, my plane just shook like crazy. Really? You got turbulence on your way out there, man? Alright, we've got Navigraph back up. Excellent. Cool, that's what I wanted. Alright, the rest of the route, Headley direct to PHK. I think that is all in here. Let's take a look. Set up the McDo. Flight directors, VLR, strength, 5,000 managed climb, auto thrusts. Hopefully the throttles behave this time. I don't know what was going on with the departure out of Orlando. Seems so it was sudden, then just stopped. Yeah, I realized that with this sim as well. You've got little pockets of turbulence. I don't know how accurate it is where you're flying, but definitely you realize it too by the mountain ranges, which that's pretty accurate. We're just gonna step through the flight plan, make sure it's all looking good. Yep, I like it. That being said, we can get the APU master on. Seatbelt signs can come on. Probably disconnected the jetway already. No, it's still connected. Let's see, did it connect properly this time? It did, guys. So that was my terrible parking job last time, why it didn't connect properly. Where did it go? Oh, they still have the disappearing jetways. Look at that. That was a bug in Prepare 3D, especially with Latin VFR and Fly Tampa. If you turn at a certain angle, the jetway just disappears. Wow, look at this terminal. We didn't go in here. Wow. This looks good. I like it. Did they add the A10 Warhog? Southern Reporter, I don't think so, man. This is cool. I like this terminal. I do not think so. APU can get fired up. Try that again. Is that rising? Uh-oh. Flap open. There we go. Alright, APU's firing up. Sounding good, sounding good. We'll wait for that to say available. We'll get the bleed air on. In the meantime, we'll squawk 2200. Set the transponder on. Not on VATSIM or anything like that, but for the sake of muscle memory, flows and procedures, we'll go to Unicom 122.8. Wait, is the map of the whole world? Southern Reporter, what do you mean? Is the sim... does the sim simulate the map of the entire world? If that's what you're asking, yep. It does. Alright, APU's available. Bleed air on. Fuel pumps on. Let's call for clearance so we can use the pushback services. I really like the airport, guys. It was a nice arrival in from Orlando. I think performance-wise, it's pretty solid. I think they did a great job. Man, I can't wait for GSX. This communication stuff takes way too long, man. Ish. Again, I don't use the default ATC. We're only doing this so that way we have access to the pushback services. Ground crew, jetway disconnection. We're ready to go. Let's close those doors. And request pushback. Alright, doors closed and locked. APU and APU bleed is on, fuel pumps on, ADRS is our nav, beacon on, seatbelt signs and signs on auto, TARA squawking 1055. Oh, it threw the code that ATC gave us in there. That's interesting. Alright, I think we're ready to push back here. We should go to Germany. I definitely plan to, man. I haven't done Europe yet in this simulator. We want to go check out a couple of places in Germany. Definitely starting with Frankfurt. In fact, yeah, maybe that's what we'll do tomorrow, guys. We'll stream. We'll do some European hops. Engine 1 coming alive. The parking brake off. How you guys liking Flight Sim 2020 so far? I know it has a ton of bugs. I know that for sure. Performance can be better as well, I think. But overall, guys, man, I think it's a fantastic sim. It's a step in the right direction. That's for sure. Can't really complain on that front. Out of the box, we've never had a simulator this good. I think I overdid the steering there. Let's push it back left. That's number 1, number 2 coming alive. And we can request pushback stop. Bang up job, I'll say. That looks good. Parking brake set. Number 2 spooling up. Thank you, sir. You can have a great day. What's going on with the buildings over there? Seem to lost my track IR for some reason. We'll sort that out in a second. Alright, both engines, good start. Ignition mode selector normal, ground spose are armed, APU bleed, and APU can go. Max on the auto brake, terrain on ND. Oh, nope. Weather radar on. Performance, it'll be a flaps 1 departure. Did they ever compare, confirm shared cockpit? I think they said it was on their roadmap. Saying it and actually doing it are two different things, though. I don't know. I think they will probably do something to allow for it to... Sorry guys, give me a second. I'm resetting track IR. Allow for add-on developers to take advantage of the technology. But them actually adding the functionality to the sim itself, like default aircrafts, I don't know. I don't think so. That is so weird. Track IR is picking me up, but it's not picking up the simulator for some reason. Let me try it one more time. If it doesn't work, we'll just say to hell with it. I've gotten so used to being able to just turn my head. It's I love flying with it, I should say. Oh shoot, I don't know what happened. Not working. We'll try to troubleshoot it airborne. Alright, flaps 1. I think we're ready to go. Taxi light on. Release the parking brakes. Essentially, we'll just taxi straight down here. This sucks that I can't just turn my head. Track IR is definitely something you get used to in a hurry, and then it's like you're handicapped flying without it. Oh, we'll figure it out. Again, primary purpose of today's stream was to check out Miami. We did Orlando to Miami. Now we're turning back to go to Orlando. I think overall the airport is great, especially when I compare it performance-wise to what we have with Prepared 3D version 5. It's almost unflyable, man. I've got a 1080 Ti and it still utilizes so much VRAM in V5. V5, I think VRAM usage definitely needs work from Lockheed anyway, but Latin VFR needs to do better optimizations with that sim, with that airport and that sim. But we're loving it for MFS. So far, so good. Thank you, those of you who have tuned in today. If you guys are subscribed, I appreciate it. Those that are not, definitely hit that subscribe button. Getting back into streaming here a little bit more frequently. Definitely got some good content coming. Definitely plan on doing some additional group flights as well. How did you change the wing view position? Diamond Aviation, you mean how to get to it, or how did I manipulate it so it shows more of the wing and stuff? I'm pretty sure you're asking the latter. So once we get airborne, remind me, I'll show you. Essentially, you have to edit the camera configs in the A320 folder. Alright, it's a short flight, and I know you guys are gonna keep asking, and I don't want to get caught up with that, so let's stop really quick. Let me show you guys really quick. Let me hop over to my other monitor. I'm gonna go fast, but you obviously can just replay the stream here. You want to go to your Microsoft Flight Sim folder. It's going to be in packages, so where you drop the liveries and stuff obviously is in community. You want to go to official, one store. You want to pull up the A320neo. You want to go to sim objects, airplanes, Zibo A320neo. Then you want to find your camera CFG. Then you want to control find and find ports. So the camera configs are in ports for the wing views are porthole 1 and porthole 2. So we'll find the first port, which is porthole 1. And you want to edit these two here, initial XYZ and initial Papa Bravo Hotel. So -173 to -797. Initial PBH -50, -80. That is essentially manipulating the position of the wing view. Porthole 1 I think is the right wing, if I'm not mistaken, but if you put in these exact parameters, you'll get the wing view you're looking for. And then you do the same for porthole 2. So we'll hit find next again. That's porthole 2. And go to initial XYZ, initial PBH, and then 1.73 to 0.72, initial PBH -50, 100. So again, you're just finding your camera config for the A320neo and manipulating it to this porthole 1 and porthole 2. That's essentially it. Alright, let's get back here. Alright, we're not on VATSIM or anything like that, so we are #1 to the runway, or for the runway. Let's get the strobes on, runway turnoffs on, landing lights on, time to cabin. Final is clear, down the runway is clear. Can't turn my head, no track IR. I'll have to go old school, there we go. Let's line up a little better than that there. Alright, that's good. Alright, views are set. We're ready to rock and roll. We'll get the takeoff light on. Wing light we don't need. We can't kill the packs so we can get better performance because that's not modeled in this aircraft, unfortunately. Flaps config 1+F. Ground spoilers are armed. Auto throttles are armed. Again, we're flying pretty much our nav out of here, so we'll leave that on nav. Rigs released. A little bit of nose pressure forward. We're stable. That's thrust set. Manflex 55 SRS runway auto thrust is blue. It's 80 knots. Return the stick to neutral. That's a V1. We'll rotate. How's the rate gears coming up? And there goes Miami, my friends. Great airport by Latin VFR. Feel free to pick it up. I like it a lot. I think they did a great job. Alright, thrust climb, alt blue. Looking good on the departure so far. Goes Miami. We'll continue this climb. We'll go all the way up to our cruise managed 190. Very short cruise today, guys. Very short flight, and we've got some weather that we want to stay under as well. So the RNAV should have been Kimba. This thing already wants us to go Sonoy, so no worries, we'll turn. We'll clean up. That's the flaps. Turn-offs off. Nose lights off. Disarm the spoilers. After takeoff checklists. Flaps retracted. Spoilers disarmed. Lights as required. The takeoff checklist is complete. awesome view out of Miami here. Alright, we'll continue this turn, get on the departure here. The auto throttle's really finicky here. Keeps snapping out of climb mode for some reason. Just trying to maintain that 250 below 10,000. So that's what it is. We'll go direct fork. That's 10,000. Landing lights can come off. Appreciate you all tuning in this evening. Again, we were checking out Latin VFR's Miami. Departed Orlando here. Headed south to Miami. Great airport. I think they did a great job with it. Performance-wise, I think that's the key as well. It's really performance friendly. I would venture to say it's even better than some of the default airports performance-wise. That's cool. Not sure where the heck our route just went. But I guess we are direct Headley. Gotta love this default aircraft. We're direct Headley. Well, technically VMAX and then Headley. We'll leave it alone though, it's fine. We will get to where we need to get to just fine. So again, we're running real world weather. Supposedly, according to SimBrief, we've got some nasty thunderstorms that we're going to fly through on our way back north to Orlando. So we'll see how accurate that is. I know the real world weather is definitely an issue, especially for those of us that fly in the States most often. It's an issue that Microsoft needs to address. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's being addressed in this first patch that's coming out next week, but hopefully at some point. I don't know why the throttles keep snapping out of climb mode, guys. I really don't know why. Gonna hold. Okay. Great departure back north. We're leveling off already, 19,000. We're gonna keep that speed up though. It's trying to bring us back down. Let's keep that speed up. In a bit here, we'll pick up the current weather and whatnot at Orlando. Again, when we left a little bit ago, it was pretty cloudy, but it looks like I said, according to SimBrief at least, some thunderstorms are rolling in, so we shall see. Get those seatbelt signs off for now. Guys, what's your favorite aircraft in the sim so far? I'm definitely digging the Citation jets, the CJ4 and the Longitude. I love the GAs as well. I'm a TBM fan, so I love the TBM. I'll tell you, the aircraft that has surprised me the most is the Icon A5. I love flying that thing. Especially off the coast somewhere and being able to just land in the water is pretty cool. I'll admit, when I saw them previewing that and showing us the ability to do that in the sim, I thought it was kind of just, you know, so never really had any desire to do any amphibian type flying with amphibian type aircrafts, but it is quite fun, surprisingly fun. ZK-17 and Diamond Aviation, did that make sense with the wing view stuff? I can show you guys again really quick, but that's essentially how you manipulate it. Oh, ZK-17, you can't move around in it. You saw me moving one of the wing. Oh, that, you know what? That was probably my track IR. So it looks like with track IR, you can move your head a little bit and you can move that. But other than that, there's no way to move it. And like I said, my track IR just went kaput on me just now. Unfortunately, it's not working for this return flight for some reason, but yeah, other than that, there's no way to move around in that view. Ignite Sims, yeah, man, it's a great sim. Definitely buggy, definitely needs some work. I think a lot of the complaints, though, are a little bit unfounded. I know a lot of folks had some initial issues on trying to get it installed. So hopefully that's addressed here in the first patch, which I think I saw that it will be. But it's a great sim. We've never seen a default sim have this much in it out of the box, and so customizable. We've got developers literally cranking out airports one after the other. The sim's only been out 10 days. We've got the flight sim community already modding these aircrafts. We've got liveries already for these aircrafts. The sky's the limit with this simulator. It really is. Alright, again, quick flight, guys, so let's take a look at our arrival. So we are going to be descending via the Baron 4 RNAV arrival into Orlando. As you can already see, we're coming up on Baron, or Bayern, probably saying it incorrectly. Our initial altitude here on the descent is 11,000. We're landing south, so we want to be at Bayern at 11,000 feet. So we'll slowly start to descend here a little bit. And then we're picking up the ILS 18 right approach. Hull up will be our initial approach fix. Essentially entering a downwind leg. Left traffic into 18 left. Once we get to Orlando, I'm sorry, 18 right, we'll vacate. We're parking airside 3, so that's where we left earlier today. We'll come back to airside 3. We'll go auto brake low, plenty of runway. Probably vacate at Yankee or Echo, we'll see. But that's it as far as arrivals go. Again, we're keeping an eye on weather. Supposedly we have some thunderstorms in the area. Live weather is not working as it should, so we'll see. But we'll keep an eye out for that as well. Appreciate those of you tuning in, my fellow subscribers, or my subscribers, longtime subscribers. I appreciate you guys. Those that are new, definitely hit that subscribe button. We'll definitely get you guys some more content related to Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Yesterday someone asked me if I was gonna get back and do Xplane and prepare 3D flights and streams and recordings. Probably. I'm having a lot of fun in this sim. We'll see. The FSLABS Sharklets definitely has my attention, so maybe once that's released, we'll hop back in P3D and test that out. But other than that, guys, to be honest, I have no desire to fly P3D or Xplane right now. But we'll see. Definitely not writing those sims off. Those sims have gotten us to this point. You've definitely got your add-ons in those sims, especially as it relates to airliners. So until we get some true airliners in this sim, I'll definitely continue to keep those installed. But there's just so much to do in MFS 2020. Kind of hard to get bored, man. So we'll see. Got a little bit longer in cruise. Let me try to get track IR working again. It's not working. We probably have to restart the sim. No worries. I'm sure I'll get it working on the next leg. Alright, 49 from Barron. Let's slowly start our descent. There's no speed restriction at Barron, so not worried about that. Take a look at the weather at Orlando. I've got winds calm. So we'll do 000 at 0. 18,000 feet on the transition. Temperature 25 degrees Celsius. QNH. It's like 3000. And our decision height 18 right. 200 feet. Flaps full landing. That looks good. We're all set up. Alright, 15,000. Our speed's looking good. Our descent profile is looking good. We've got 28 to Bayron. Those of you tuning in, welcome here to the channel. Welcome to the stream. We were checking out Latin VFR's Miami International, released about 2-3 hours ago now. Great airport. We're on a return leg now back into Orlando, another handcrafted airport by Microsoft and the Zibo. But yeah, Latin VFR looks great. Performance-wise, it's awesome. Textures, accuracy, details, all good, all there. Highly recommend to buy, especially for those of you that own it already in other versions of other simulators. I think there is an $8 or $9 discount, so if you're interested, definitely go pick it up. Right, how are we looking? So far so good back in Central Florida. Yeah, it comes down to like $12 US. Yep. Glad they offered a discount with it. I'm telling you, man, most of these developers so far have been finally pricing their products very reasonable. Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 is definitely a game changer in that regard, especially for ORBX. For me personally, in the P3D and Xplane simulators, you know, I couldn't fly to default airports at all. It just wasn't for me. So if I was going to go to an airport, I would just buy the airport if there was an add-on for it, or I just wouldn't go at all. With Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, to be honest, some of these default airports, especially if you don't go often enough to warrant you spending money on an add-on, are done well enough that you can fly to and not be worried about it or it feel completely off. So I think the developers really had no choice but to start pricing their products a little bit lower. But yeah, so far some really fantastic job by these guys. Alright, we're gonna bring our speed down just a bit here. We're going a bit fast. Johnny, did you finally land in Miami yet? That gorgeous sunset, man. I've always loved flying this time of day in every simulator, but Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 has made it even better. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . That's 10,000 feet. Why are we descending so aggressively? There we go. 10,000 feet, landing lights can come on. Get the wing lights on as well, why not? We'll chime the cabin. Definitely looking forward to some chimes once the community continues to mod this aircraft. So far so good, man. They've removed a lot of the in-out buttons and features. We've got the ADRS is working now. Temperature controls. Pages are finally modeled. And this is just the start. Alright, we're below 10,000 feet. We really shouldn't be this fast. Let's bring our speed back now to 250. How'd you get the house bigger? The mouse bigger? Oh, I don't know, man. Evil Cookie, I have no idea. It was just always this big. To me, it was kind of annoying, actually. I don't know if it's because I'm running 4K resolution. I'm simming on a, what is this, a 55-inch 4K TV, so that could be part of it. I don't like it, to be honest. Let's continue that descent now. We'll go 5,000. Open descent. We are about 30 downwind from Orlando. So yeah, again guys, I don't know that real world weather is working as it should. According to SimBrief, there were a lot more storms in the area here than what we're seeing in front of us right now. So again, we're just around Noobs. I guess the storms are more off to our east, but I don't see anything at all. This looks like regular clouds to me. I don't know how accurate real world weather is right now. Thanks for the stream. Had no idea KMIA just came out. The Evil Cookie, no worries, man. I didn't know either. Thanks Stalker Actual Gaming, our friend Johnny over there. He's the one that kind of pinged it to me. I was mid-flight doing another flight. I had just landed, and I was like, oh man, we gotta check this out. So here we are. We actually just left there, so we did Orlando to Miami. Now we're coming back into Orlando. So if you want to check out what it looks like before you buy it, definitely you can rewind the stream there and check it out. It's a great airport. Great on performance. That was I think my the most of my worries. Latin VFR products do not tend to be performance friendly, especially in other simulators, but they've got it figured out in MFS, that's for sure. We're a bit low, so slow that rate of descent. Again, there are no restrictions here. The only restriction was at Barron 11,000. Usually after that, ATC will vector you the rest of the way here. The Evil Cookie, sure man, no worries. I appreciate all of you tuning in, that's for sure. Those of you that are already subscribed, I appreciate you. Those that are tuning in for the first time, new to the stream, new to the channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. We'll continue to do loads more content, getting back into streaming here. We don't put out as many videos and streams as much as we would like to these days. It's been quite busy, but with the release of Microsoft Flight Sim 2020, we've definitely found some more time in the schedule here to definitely check this sim out and share it with you all. I also do it because I want to know what you all think as well. I think it's a great simulator so far. I think loads of work needs to be done, but I think for default, it's quite fantastic. Evil Cookie, I appreciate the subscribe, my friend. I think it's quite fantastic. I can't even tell where I am because the map is so zoomed in. ZK17, what plane are you flying? That's why I use Navigraph, man. If you guys do not use Navigraph, you're serious about simming and flying, especially if you plan on flying on VATSIM, I highly recommend Navigraph. Up-to-date charts, up-to-date aero cycles. You've got moving maps, tells you where you are at all times. It is fantastic. I love it. So we're going to pick up the initial approach fix shortly. We're going to cross Hollip, and then Hollip 5,000. We'll step down 4, 3, and 2200 at Tuffy. It's a great day out. Like we did at Miami, I will probably just disconnect the autopilot and visual approach it on in, but we'll see. Keeping that speed up. I'm using the default VFR map. Yeah, I don't use it too often. Like I said, before Navigraph was compatible last week, I had to use that, but I don't really like it because, to your point, it doesn't really give you the information you're looking for in terms of where you are. So, again, highly recommend Navigraph. Take a look out here on our port side. That's Orlando off to our left there. Navigraph or Sim Toolkit helps tremendously. Yep. Yep. So I guess real world weather is working to a degree. So altimeter's 300, that's what my METAR is telling me at the real world Orlando. So that's working, but the storms that they claim are in the area I do not see at all, so who knows. Yeah, so that's what we'll do. Let's not drag this approach out. Let's go 210 on the speed. We'll activate approach phase now. I'm gonna disconnect the autopilot and fly this bad boy. Go into heading mode. We'll go 3,000 on the altitude. I want to try my sim toolkit, but it could crash my sim mid-flight. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing it now, but once you land, for sure, check it out. Let's throw out some spoilers, help us slow down a bit here. Look at it down there, so gorgeous, so gorgeous. Ultra settings, 4K TV, 39 FPS roughly. Not bad at all. I think a lot of the misconception and a lot of the complaints across the community, especially for those that are not used to flight sims and play first-person shooters and whatnot, expect 100 FPS, and you're just not going to get that from a flight simulator. I don't care how optimized it is. Does it need additional optimizations? Sure, for sure. But you've also got to be realistic. I mean, look at all that scenery it's drawing down there. Alright, let's focus here. Green dot speed, take flaps 1. We'll dial in 180. You weren't in the alpha. Excellent flying, sir. My throttles are wigging out again. Stay in climb mode, man. What is going on with this thing? Airport should be off to our left. Johnny, I don't know if you saw, but my track IR just stopped working on me. Just like completely kaput. So I'm back to being... No, look at the throttles. It just keeps moving on its own. For goodness sake, man. Continue that left-hand turn now. This is what's called our base. Base for the airport now. Base for 18 right. I'm about to just disconnect the auto throttle. Bugging out, man. It's bugging out. Left hand turn. Flaps 2. Is my sensor light on? Only the left light, Johnny. Only the left light.
Overspeed.
Alright, I'm disconnecting the auto throttle. I don't know what's going on with this plane, man. So, completely my aircraft now. Autopilot is off. Auto throttle is off. Johnny, yeah, the green light is only on the left side. But when I look at the track IR menu, it's tracking okay. It's just in the simulator. I think what happened was the sim restarted. I had to restart for the return trip back. And I didn't restart track IR, so that could be it. 2,500, check flaps 3, gear down, lights. Alright, completely our aircraft now. We'll go approach. I hate disconnecting the auto throttle in this thing because, again, it does not fly like a traditional Airbus would. It is very temperamental, but we'll give it a go. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Downtown Orlando. Alright, let's square up. Let's arm the ground spoilers, auto brake low. We don't need the glide slope switches on, we're fully visual. Bring our speed just a little. Bring it back just a little. Altimeters are 300, that's still set. Alright, we're coming back on the glide slope. 3 whites, 1 red. Flaps full. 1,000 feet, we want to be stabilized. 1,000, that's set. Stabilized. Misapproach altitude 3,000 feet is set. Landing checklist, gear down, 3 greens, flaps full. Spoilers are armed, lights as required. We're getting a bit low. Add power. It's a gorgeous airport, man. They did a fantastic job. This is, again, is one of the handcrafted airports. Approach speed is a bit high, but we're fine. This aircraft loves to It's a really high approach speed. 2 whites, 2 red.
100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
We'll let it fly down. There we go, bang on the center line. Nose wheel down. Versus green. Decel 70 knots out of reverse. Manual braking. That's it, my friends. We are down at Orlando. Let's take a look, see where we're parking. Gonna park airside 3. We'll clean up. We're clear left, we're clear right. We'll keep the lights on, especially our strobes. We're crossing an active here. Get the APU fired up. We're clear on final. We're clear down the runway. That looks good. We'll cross. Alright, clear the actives. Strobe. Burn off. That can go to taxi. We'll clean up. Wasn't a bad landing. I think that was the best landing in this default as hell aircraft that I've done. That's good. Again, it just takes some getting used to. It takes practice. I think, and Johnny and I, we were talking about this earlier, right? You develop bad habits in it, and then when the real Airbus comes out to fly, screwed. I'll make a left-hand turn here. Left, or right. Again, we're not online or anything like that. It's just general practice. You want to make sure you keep doing it. Sim Connect issue should be fixed or corrected in a Sobos patch coming out here next week. So once that is fixed, we will definitely be back on VATSIM. Get these lights off. We'll park here. That's good. Parking brake is set. Get the weather radar off. We've got APU yet? No, not yet. So we'll hold off for a second. Get under it. Waiting for that avail light. Remember parking near the gate in real life? Yep. I've been to Orlando plenty of times myself as well. Great little airport. That APU is taking a long time. There we go. It's available. APU bleed can come on. Engine 1 and 2 off. Transponder to standby. I love these sounds, man. Beacon off. Seatbelt signs are off. I guess we never turned that back on for the descent, huh? Whoops. Fuel pumps are off. See if we can get the jetway connected. Awesome landing. Appreciate it, Johnny. I think the chat is a little bit delayed, unfortunately. I don't know what's going on. There's the jetway. Let's see if the baggage service will work. We don't know where the baggage is. They never know where the baggage is. Let's try that again. Is there an interior to that terminal? I don't think so. Let's check. Let's take a look. No. And this is one they're handcrafted, but no. It's all good. Alright, my friends, I see a ton of you tuned in today. I really appreciate it. 16 people watching right now. Those of you that are subscribed, again, I appreciate it. Those that are not, definitely hit that subscribe button. We'll continue to do some more content here for MFS 2020. Eventually, we'll get back and prepare 3D and Xplane as well. We'll see. But I appreciate you guys tuning in today. Latin VFR, overall, I think is definitely a buy, especially if you've owned the... Look at him driving through the engines. Especially if you've owned it in other sims already. It's $11 US discount wise, so that's pretty good. Performance wise, it's excellent. If it's Southern Florida is definitely a place you visit often. I highly recommend it. We are going to leave it here. I appreciate again all you guys tuning in. Until next time, my friends, you all take care, be safe, and we shall see ya. Definitely next weekend I think we'll do a group flight. I think I've got some of your gamer tags already. For those that have not thrown your gamer tag into the chat there, throw it into the chat. We'll get you guys added. We'll do a group flight. Darren, I'll holler at you, man. Thanks for tuning in. The rest of you, take care. We'll see you, man.
Never stop the way. Birds chirping and I hear my name. Grass is green and so alive. Life is happy but it's so insane. We must merely make a strive. Savannah, I'm coming home. Savannah, we'll never be alone. Savannah, the beauty of the world. Savannah, let's all take a whirl. Savannah.